Good evening, everyone. This is Kimberly McKinney. Happy Sunday. Definitely want to come and talk to you briefly about recent news. If you guys have heard, I'm pretty sure you have known Wendy Williams, very popular talk show host. She has her own show, The Wendy Williams Show. Guys, in recent news, she has been reported having to attend court because her bank has frozen her assets. And I want to share the link or the information with you so that we can go over this. Let's see if you can see this. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to see if I can share my screen a little, share differently so you can get a different view of it and see what we're talking about. So just recently, as of yesterday, or maybe Friday, the bank, Wells Fargo Bank, has frozen Wendy Williams assets. And guys, this is very, very important. Why I talk about this stuff, because it is very, very important for you guys to have information on how to go about your daily financial portfolio. I see, come on in. Most of you come on in. Come on in. Let's talk about this because this is very, very important. Why we talk about centralized and decentralized banking institutions. And the reason why I say this is important because, guys, when you're dealing with a centralized bank, they have the ability to do pretty much override a lot of your, in a sense, it's like a lot of your rights. Okay, so if I can share this screen, let's see if I can share it. I should be able to share it. If I can share this, hopefully I can share this. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me add it to the stream. Add it to the stream, and that way you guys can see it. Okay, you should be able to see it now. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at the fact that here's the, I'll dismiss this. It says Wendy Williams demands Wells Fargo unfreeze assets as bank cites financial exploitation, dementia, or undue influence. So basically, it looks like the bank has frozen her assets due to maybe some other influential individuals that are trying to get access to her bank accounts. I'm not sure exactly all what that means, but let's look here. Let's read the article a little bit. Wendy, 57, who has been absent from her eponymous daytime talk show since the end of last season in July of 2021, is asking the court for an emergency order requiring Wells Fargo unfreeze her accounts with them. Okay, so let's scroll down here. And it says that in the filing, Wendy asserts that Wells Fargo is in possession of several $1 million worth of funds belonging to the ailing host. And she has been denied access to her funds for more than 2 weeks. That's a long time not being able to have access to your money. Her attorney alleged that Wendy's former financial advisor advised the bank that Wendy was of unsound mind, and that Wells Fargo has denied her access to her bank accounts and statements. Wells Fargo has justified its decision to keep Wendy's accounts frozen by referencing its authority under various client agreements to pause or reject instructions for a proposed transaction, pending judicial or administrative remedies, should they suspect financial exploitation, dementia, or undue influence. The petition claim. The host legal team claims the bank has overreached in its authority in part because Wendy has not proposed any transaction which would give the bank the discretion to pause or reject access to the accounts. Wow. Okay, so let's stop there. Let's talk about that, because that's really that's that's really deep, y'all. Okay, so basically, I guess from what I read in the article, former financial advisor is saying that basically they're saying that she's unable or she's incapable of managing her own financial portfolio, I mean her money. She's not capable of spending her money. She's not capable of using her bank card, writing checks, or if she still writes check. So her legal team is saying that the bank has overreached its authority to freeze her account. So her legal team is saying, okay, the banks has done this illegally, and they've basically frozen this lady's account for whatever unethical or whatever reasoning. I mean, some of that stuff I'm pretty sure it's going to play out in court. However, this is very main important point as to why I talk about certain topics. And I want to share with you this as well, because the difference between decentralized banking and centralized banking, guys, is several points, several things. And I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you. We're going to talk about this. So hopefully you can see this. Okay. All right. If you can see this, this is the difference between centralized finance. Let's go over this, okay? On my left column here, you have centralized finance. So you're going to see quite a few items on this left side. You're going to see Coinbase as centralized. You're going to see Kraken as centralized. You're going to see Binance as centralized. You're going to see Robinhood as centralized. You're going to see right here, your bank as centralized, meaning, guys, they have the ability to let you in or kick you out. This is a prime example as to what has happened to Wendy Williams and her assets. The bank has basically given themselves the authority to put a hold on her assets, on her money, where she has not been able to get it now for the last 2 weeks, guys. We don't know exactly what is the decisioning factor that made the bank do that. I don't know, if it could be maybe some other internal disputes that could be going on, because of course, Wendy just recently came out of a divorce, and I don't know, maybe that could be something that's stemming from divorce. Maybe certain individuals are trying to obtain some more of her assets, or they may have had some kind of maybe some type of authority or partial authority or jurisdiction to some of those funds. We don't know. I'm pretty sure more is going to play out in court. There's going to be more information on it, but that's rather unfortunate for her. I'm praying and I'm hoping that her legal team can resolve it and that she have access to her funds, because that's a bad feeling when you have money in the bank and you can't get to it, or you have money in the bank and there's nothing that you can do. Prime example, guys, when you go in and you try to pull money out of an ATM machine, guys, and you're dealing with a bank institution, what is called a sweep. So when you want to deposit or you want to withdraw money from your account, guys, and you're not able to, why? It's because the bank has taken your money and they have deposited and they have invested it inside of the financial market. Now, if the banks can take your money, you don't have access to your money right then. If they can take your money and they can make profit off of your money inside of the foreign exchange market, why is it that you don't participate in that. You can participate in that. Let's go forward with this. When you're dealing with a centralized financial institution, it is called a KYC required, meaning you have to provide personal information, probably a social, your driver's license, any type of ID that's going to require them to know who you are. That gives them even more, so that let them even more into your world. So if they can't locate you by this way, they can locate you in another manner. Again, trust to hold your assets. And if you are dealing with cryptocurrency, say for instance, if you bought cryptocurrency on Robinhood, guys, you do not own your crypto. This is important information to know. That centralized finance means government. Anything that the government can come in, they can do. They have reign. They have a reign and jurisdiction to do certain things that we sign up when we set ourselves and become asset holders in a banking institution. Now let's move over to decentralized finance. When you are decentralized, you own full ownership of your crypto. If you purchase any cryptocurrency, there are exchanges that give you that you have full ownership of that, meaning you don't have to submit personal information, and plus the assets that you invest in, those are your assets. You do whatever, you handle them however you want to handle. Nobody has the ability to let you in or kick you out. Nobody has the ability to freeze your assets. Nobody has the ability to override their authority, because you own it. You have full ownership. You override the authority. You have full ownership. You have full domain. You have full reign to do whatever it is necessary for your finances. And for many people, for many of us, we actually have what is called decentralized finance banking accounts. I have a DeFi bank account where I purchase crypto, and inside of that crypto, I'm able to gain interest. I'm able to borrow against. I'm able to do a bargain, so a loan against myself, and it still builds interest. Guys, when you are on the centralized side, you're not getting any interest on your money. So the more and the longer you sit your money inside of a centralized bank, it's being chipped away and it's being eaten up. Yes, it may seem like if you have $3,000 in your account, it looks like you have $3,000 in your account. But guys, when you include inflation, when you include the cost, the rising cost of certain things, your $3,000 is maybe equal to maybe $1,000 in value. Okay, so we have to think about, those types of things. We have to think about the current state that we're in when it comes to the economy. And then with the recent news of a possible war between the US and Russia, what do you think the US dollar is going to do? What do you think the US dollar is going to do? It is going to continue to decrease in its value. And a prime example of that is, and we mention this, we talk about this all the time. If you go inside of the grocery store and you buy a bag of salad, and you know that same bag of salad, maybe a year, 2 years ago, maybe used to be $1.89. And in that bag 2 or 3 years ago, you may have seen maybe the quantity of that particular bag of salad may have been, full with less air. Now, if you look 2-3 years later, a bag of salad is almost close to $4. So about $3.39. for a bag of salad, and in that bag of salad, it's like there's a less quantity, like everything has been compressed and pressed down, whereas there's less. So if you want to be able to have a meal to prepare, for your family, it's almost like you have to buy 2 or 3 bags of that salad, and you see how quickly that eats away from your money. So if that one bag is $3.39, imagine you have to buy 3 of them in order to be able to really fully feed your family. And that's possibly for one day. So you got to think about that. Possibly for one day, that's $9 for a bag of salad, and then you still have to buy all of the other ingredients that you're going to put inside of it, which is your vegetables, your tomatoes, your cucumbers, whatever it is. That's just the salad portion. You still may come out a little bit cheaper than going out to eat on a regular, but guys, look at the fact that your grocery bills are extending. So this is a difference between decentralized finance and centralized finance. Those are the two comparisons. Now, what I also want to show you is this. Now, I know we talked about the foreign exchange market, and I know we recently talked about how the banks are able to take your money and profit off of your money inside of this market, where they're using this method. They're using Forex to do it. They're using the ability to buy and sell currencies, one currency pair against another. So this week, or this past week, the first week in each month is what's called non-farmers, NFP week, which is non-farmers payment week. There's a lot of news that comes out during that time. There's a lot of things that's going on in the market. So last week, the markets were really choppy and really, up and down. The S&P 500 was, it was really weird. The NAS was really, really weird. And some of the foreign currency pairs like the Australian dollar, because there was so much news. But even with the US, although there's been more jobs created, guys, but you got to understand when you are going school, first of all, school doesn't teach you to become an entrepreneur. School teaches you to get out in the world and work and work and work. And now that we see that even with retirement age is 67, if you've received your full benefits, and they might push that up to 70, which means it might require people to not retire until they're the age of 70 years old. That's interesting. It's interesting because after a certain point of time, guys, with the food, that's interesting because most Americans, or many Americans, when you don't really focus on, or if you really don't own into your health, when you get around a certain age and you're still working a 9-to-5 job, you're basically wearing your body down. So when you're wearing your body down, and when it's time for retirement, once you retire, your body has already been worn down. I don't ever want to feel when I get to 60, 67 or 70 that I can barely move. I can barely do this. I have to be bedridden because I exchanged my time for money, meaning I worked and worked and worked and worked and worked and worked and worked, all these years, not fulfilling my goals and not fulfilling the dreams of the things that I want to do that make me happy. Because when you do things that make you happy, your body tends to react in a certain way. Your body begins to respond in a certain way when you counteract that. But as long as you are somewhere where you're not happy, when you're in a 9-to-5 job, or you're somewhere you're not happy, your body responds a different way. And that is true. I remember being in corporate, and I remember even going to the gym. I remember the stress of going to the gym. I was still stressed. Although I was going to work out, I was still stressed. And it caused me to, it was hard for me to lose the weight that I needed to lose. And it wasn't until I left corporate and I started and I became an entrepreneur where I focused more on my health, and I was able to exercise and lose the weight, do what I needed to do, eat healthy, include some other things in my mind, and it made my body respond to a lot differently. I don't know why I'm getting on this subject, but all of this comes into play. All of this is interconnected somehow. So when you're able to think, clearly in your health, you can do things like Forex. When you make up your mind to say that I want to do something different, I'm going to do something that I never done before, you can participate in the foreign exchange market. If the banks can take your money and make profit off of it, you can too. And we'll show you how inside of a platform. So one thing about Forex is the largest financial market. It is the largest financial market, guys. The foreign exchange is larger than the stock market by trillions of dollars, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. The stock market is probably only trading about maybe 20 to 18 to 20 billion on a daily basis. Well, when you're dealing with a world market, that means that's over now, it's close to $9 trillion a day. Include crypto with that, because crypto now holds a 1.9, as I can recall Friday, it was at a $1.9 trillion market cap, which it had dropped a little bit. It was a $1.5 trillion market cap, and that was due to a lot of cryptocurrencies, the market cap moving more to NFTs and the metaverse, because so many people are buying properties and they're doing so many things in the metaverse using NFTs and things of that nature. So the market cap kind of moved from cryptocurrency into those sectors, which is still tied to cryptocurrency, because the metaverse and NFTs ride off of the Ethereum blockchain. So I know for some of you that are watching me and that are listening to me, I know that may be different news that you've never heard before, but this is why I talk about this so much. And honestly, I wouldn't have been able to be so well versed and so well educated about this type of information had I not plugged into an academy that teaches, that shows me, that demonstrates, coaches me, develop me to learn everything that's futuristics and what's to come. And that's why I get on and I do my lives and I do my live streams with you guys, so that I can share information with you to move you from a point of stop watching, but move you to a point where you get active and you start being action forward instead of instead of stagnant forward. Okay, so let's go back to Forex. Forex now, this has to be updated. It is over a $6.7 trillion daily market, meaning, guys, every single day you have access to 7 to 8 trillion dollars a day. And it is a global market. And it is a global market. Why? Because Forex has been around for centuries. It's actually biblical. Foreign exchange has been around since biblical days. In the Bible days, people exchanged their goods and their services. It went from goods and services. We're not trading cattle and cows and chickens for pigs, or for oxen or bison, things of that nature. We're not doing those things, because time has progressed. That's BC, that's AD. Okay, And then it moved to more like coins, using literal coinage, shekels, what some of them used to call in certain areas of the Middle Eastern region. And we moved from coins to really like paper money, paper money, um, and then banking institutions. And now we are here in a digital age. So just understand things move in phases. We're coming out of a paper dollar phase. We're coming out of, if you notice, nobody writes checkbooks anymore. Nobody writes checks a lot anymore. Why? Because they've developed and they said, well, I can send money through Zelle, or I can send money through this, I can send money through that. Although we still have some places that that you pay your bills, they rather take checks right now because their systems haven't even been antiquated right now to do certain things digitally, unless you are going online and you're paying online. But still, again, that's still updated current technology. Nobody's writing paper checks anymore. Everybody is doing either ACH, which is through their bank. So that just tells you the movement that we're moving into. Okay. So the foreign exchange market is a global market, and it is the most liquid market in the world. So, sometimes you have to deal with stocks. When you cashing out a stock, I think is what at market value or whatever. Those are the terminologies. But when you're dealing with foreign exchange, when you're dealing with cryptocurrency, when you're dealing with another terminology called binary options, that's liquid money, guys, that you can touch it, feel it, taste it, smell it, see it within a matter of minutes. So just take it for an example, the stock market. Or options, options trading. A lot of times, options trading, you have contracts, okay? And some of those contracts can be 30, 45 days, 60 days, a couple of days. But guys, if I was able to show you how you can take those same stocks that people are, placing contracts on for 30 days, and you're able to trade that same stock and get money off of in 15 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 60 seconds, literally. That's going to blow your mind as to what is out there. Okay. We have the access, and through this platform, I have access to show you how you can take a simple Apple stock that you might put a contract on, options contract on. You might hold it for a few days, but I can show you on this side how to get an Apple stock in literally 60 seconds, 90 seconds, 120 seconds. That's the type of world that we're living in, where things are more accelerated. It's an accelerated pace. Doesn't mean that it's illegal. It's just that processes and systems have been put in place to make things move a little bit faster and smoother. Okay. Prime example. Let's take Bitcoin, for example. Bitcoin has been in existence, 13 or 14 years, guys. And it has already outpaced the stock market. It has already outpaced a single person's 401k. It has already outpaced and it's outpacing inflation. If you get on that side, if you get on that side of Bitcoin, if you learn how to invest in cryptocurrency, if you have the education to do it, it is actually outpacing inflation. But if you're still participating in antiquated systems and antiquated processes, then you're going to miss out on what's happening and what's moving now, which is current technology. So Bitcoin has been around since it was 2008, and it was first launched in 2009. Guys, Bitcoin has already solved a huge problem. As you can see, the market cap, okay, this is why it's important. The market cap for cryptocurrency, okay, the market cap for cryptocurrency or Bitcoin in retrospect is almost $2 trillion. Okay, compare that to the New York Stock Exchange, where only $22 billion is being traded in a single day. But you have access to a market cap in cryptocurrency alone that's $2 trillion. That lets you know. That gives you an idea of why it's important to invest in cryptocurrency. The market cap for it has already outpaced your daily traditional financial systems. It's already outpaced 401k. And many of you still invest in 401k thinking that when you retire, your 401k is going to basically allow you to live off of that for the rest of your life. Listen, let me tell you, if you are planning to retire within the next 5, 10, 15, or 20 years, and you think that your 401k is going to be sufficient enough to sustain you 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, and you're going to be sorely mistaken, because it's going to put you right back at square one. Because guess what? Everything that we're seeing now is going to continue to rise. I can honestly see probably by the next 15, 20 years from now, the average home price on a basic level, guys, will probably be around probably 700, 800,000, maybe $1 million for one house. And that could be a matchbox. Look at California. California right now, the housing market to purchase a home in that area, in that state, guys, is anywhere between 700 and probably $1 million on up. And even if it's $700,000, guys, it is a matchbox. You don't think that's going to come over to this side of the aquarium? I'm pretty sure New York is already experiencing that. But the average market home is probably going to be around that time. Now, you tell me, will your 401k be sustainable enough to manage something like that? Your 401k at this rate, because many people's 401ks are attached to the market. And if your 401k and your company is only matching you at 6% or whatever percent, it's not going to be sufficient. It's not going to be sufficient. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm not saying this to steer you away, but I'm just saying this to give you a point. It is not going to be sustainable. So you're going to have to find other ways. And there's going to be a certain point in life where people are going to have to understand this right here. They're going to have to understand Forex. They're going to have to understand how it operates, because Forex operates 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. The market for currency pairs is 24 hours, guys. So that means from sun up to sundown, you can actually trade in the foreign exchange market. And the reason why I talk about Forex, everybody have a problem with Forex, but let me tell you something. Forex is the foundation system, the foundation principle to cryptocurrency. It is the foundation. Why? Because Forex has been around much longer than cryptocurrency. Everybody want to know about cryptocurrency, but you need to learn Forex. You need to understand the history of Forex. And then you need to understand, okay, this is how Bitcoin has been established. It used Forex as a foundation. It used Forex as a foundation. Why do you think when you go, and if those who are looking, if they're trading, if you go and you research, you have BTC, which is the acronym for Bitcoin, BTC against the US dollar. It's the same exact principle as a buy and sell of one currency against another. It is the direct of buy and sell of one currency against another. Okay. So Forex operates, you can actually operate, all of this is what I'm talking about. You can operate this on a smart device. So all you need is your phone anywhere in the world, your tablet or your computer anywhere on the world and anywhere in the world, and you can profit and increase and make income. Plus the foreign exchange central banks, again, central banks and financial institutions are using Forex to make their money, which means they're taking your money, they're placing it in the markets, they are obtaining a profit, and they're not giving you 1%, one dime, one penny of it. You can deposit $60,000 in that bank, let it sit there for months and months and months, or even a year on end, and not touch it. And guys, you're not going to see not much interest being earned. Now, just imagine. Let's imagine this now. Every year you deposit, or every year you keep or you hold $60,000 in your account and don't touch it, and you're only developing 60 cents. Just imagine. Imagine if you never move that 60 cent, that 60,000, you're only going to increase 60 cents. So just imagine if you was to retire in a couple of years and you hold that 60,000, but you only obtain 60 cents on 60,000. You see how that doesn't make any sense? It doesn't. It doesn't. So what I want to do is, when I share with you what I've been able to learn in this space of financial, this financial world. So what I've been able to do, guys, I have been able to partner with a company called I Am Academy. And I Am Academy has taught me so much. Has taught me so much on cryptocurrency. Has taught me so much about where to move my money. And just, also understand, past profits doesn't always guarantee future results. But what gets me is sometimes, well, I don't want to lose. I don't want to do anything that's going to cause me to lose money. Well, the longer you hold money inside of your bank, you're losing. You're probably losing it faster in that rate than you would if you was to put it in the markets. But in the markets, you could turn around and get that back. But if you lost it in the bank, that's lost. That's lost money. There's just no way that you're going to get that back just that quick. But in that foreign exchange market and that cryptocurrency space, you're going to get it back, because you're going to develop a skill set that's going to allow you, to acquire you, to make it back. And that's what I love about this particular platform, because it's so attractive and it's so simple for the everyday person to learn. You're going to have to learn new systems. This is a system. I talked about systems last week. When you have systems in place, that help things run a lot smoother. Systems make the world go round. Systems in place helps you your business. It helps so many elements to your life. And, for the busy individual who claims to be busy, if you learn how to channel your minds, although you're busy, but you learn to channel your mind to fit in things that's going to be necessary, that's going to be necessarily for your growth development, then you'll be able to do this. But I will say this: if you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to do the research, if you're not willing to learn, then this may not be anything for you. God bless you, but what's going to require people is they're going to have to learn. They're going to have to learn to adapt to this digital age that we're going into. And if you don't learn, if you don't get information, if you don't know what to do as we transition into this, then you're going to be lost. You're going to be trying to play catch up, and it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be roses. It's not. So I encourage you to learn this now. I encourage you to do your research now. I encourage you to make a decision now. So when it is time for you to get your monies together and get started, you won't be behind the 8 ball of everybody else. So let's see, am I able to show this now? I should be able to show this now. I should be able to share it now. Okay. Should be able to share it now. All right, cool. All right. So if you are looking, you are actually inside of my back office, and I'm going to go through a few things so you can see what I'm talking about. So right here, we have what is called academies. Academies are basically your foundation to understanding the entire foreign exchange market, the binary option space, and cryptocurrency, and also e-commerce. All right. So if I was to go here, I can show you just brief videos, guys. It doesn't take very long to go through a video. These videos are like 4 minutes. And in this 4 minutes, it basically breaks down what the history of Forex is. What is Forex? Number one, we talked about what is Forex, and it's been around since the beginning of time. Here's the history of Forex. These are 4-minute videos. What's traded in Forex, market participants, and so forth and so forth. But as you can see here, guys, as I'm clicking on this, you see this is in different languages. Okay. One thing about this academy is in over 120 countries. We are number 1 for education in the foreign exchange markets and cryptocurrency. We are number 1, and that's a fact. We're number 1. If we've been featured in Forbes magazine, we're number 1. Okay. Here's also Learn High Frequency Forex, which is the binary option space that I showed you, that I talked to you about, where you can take a simple Apple stock that you've placed a 30 or 60 or 45-day contract for, but you can get it over on this space within 1, 2, 3 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. That's how quickly you can get an Apple stock. And for the amount of money that you put in for the contract, the options contract, guess what? You can get double, 10x that within a split second of the time that you would wait to hold a contract. And here we are with our Dcx Academy. This is all things cryptocurrency. We also have educational videos and things of that nature that show you and explain to you what is the blockchain. I know many of you have heard about the terminology blockchain, where here it is. It's going to give you information and talk to you about what the blockchain is, the data that's included in the blockchain. And I'm pretty sure, guys, if you know what the blockchain, guys, once you enter any type of trade inside of the blockchain, that information is kept. It cannot be altered. You cannot change it because it sits on the blockchain. It is governed by a certain system that collects the information, places it in a link box. That's data. It's data information that's placed and is linked together. So you cannot alter it. So as you can see here, here's a video that says, what are digital currencies? This is a foundation for those individuals who want to know what Bitcoin is. What is Ethereum? Here's your basic foundation principles right here. What are digital currencies? It's going to break everything down that we are now preparing our lifestyles for. Okay. Spreads. You got time frames, all types of information, digital currency, wallet, and keys. This is key to understanding what is a wallet, what is a key, how to protect those assets when you purchase cryptocurrencies. What are wallets? What certain wallets that serve the purpose for protecting your assets. As I spoke earlier, Coinbase is not is a centralized mechanism, meaning they have the power to kick you out, freeze your assets, and not allow you to have access to them. Okay, so that's currency at DCX platform. Go back to academies. So you guys can understand, we have over 60. It's over, the platform is in over 60 languages, guys, but we're in actually over 120 countries with approximately 400 to about 500,000 families being helped every day, serving the purpose of getting inside of the markets and increasing their skill set and their knowledge. So let's move forward. I'm going to move forward to our go live sessions. And go live sessions, guys, we have the ability to actually partner with a live educator. And in that setting, the live educator is going to show you how to mark up charts, how to understand market analysis. And for anyone that's coming into this space not knowing anything, once you plug into this, you're going to learn a lot. Everything is going to start to click. It's going to start to make sense to you. So there's going to be some certain terminology, certain words, certain keywords that you're going to hear. And by plugging in first in the education portion, and then now you can touch it, you can see it, you can taste it. It's going to help you pull all of that information, and then you'll know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Okay. So let's see if anybody's on live. I'm going to click here and see we got anybody that's live right now. Any live channels? Who's live? Who's live? Who's live? Who's live? Okay. So right now we have about three educators that's live right now. So when they're live, guys, you get the opportunity to actually go inside of the markets and trade with them. They're going to give you step-by-step instructions, what you need to do, what brokers to use, what to look for, what to look for, when to enter into a trade, when to not enter into a trade. Like again, last week we were talking about the NFP week because it's non-farmers payment area, and there's a lot that goes on government wise. So a lot of times when you're dealing with that, the markets go a little hazy, but we were still able to profit and benefit from some of the consolidation of the market. Let's see if we could go. Let's see if we can go out of here. Okay. See, we can go back in. So once you've had an opportunity to partner up and link up with our educators, guys, these guys work for you. They work for you. Although they're in the markets, they're prospering, but guys, they basically help teach you to do exactly if you have that desire to do what they're doing. So they've already made their millions and they've already profited in their trades and things of that nature. But guess what? Now they decide to teach you to do what they've done. Basic, simple strategies. So let's go into DCX so you can see how this looks. When you go into DCX, it looks like a TV guide, basically. Tells you what day of the week, what time that an educator is going to come on. So while this is loading up, this gives you the opportunity to go live. So say for instance, if like I showed you those instructors that was on it right now, you actually can hop on live with them, and that's they are analyzing the market and they're saying, guys, who got into this? Who got into this trade idea? You can be trading at the same time in the markets while they are marking the charts for you. So they're basically doing the work for you. All you have to do is plug into your broker, whatever broker that you're choosing for whatever academy that you're using, use that broker, enter it in. Pretty sure if it's cryptocurrency and Forex, it's going to be whatever broker that you decide that you want to go with. And then you're going to use MetaTrader 4 in order to place those trades. So in MetaTrader 4, excuse me, sorry, it's just a click of a button. You're putting your stop loss, you put in your take profit area, and you're going to either do buy by market, sell by market, or they're going to tell you do a buy stop, a sell stop, things of that nature. Those are things that you're going to learn inside of this space, and then it's going to make sense to you. Okay, so as you can see here, there's so many educators here that comes on Sunday through Saturday. He came on at 2 o'clock today. Let's see who else. Oh, wow. Mike came on at 7 o'clock p.m. So I wonder what he talked about today. So he talks about intro to DeFi, meaning he tells you about how to stake your cryptos, how to yield farm it, how to understand the metaverse and NFTs, how to build your own Nexo bank account, DeFi bank account. I just pretty much gave you a nugget. But when he does come live, it is displayed right here in this little shaded white box where you can actually go back. So even if you missed him at 7 o'clock, you can go back and you can listen to him again and rewatch it. And then if you miss something, there's something else that you want to go back to, here's an opportunity right here that says favorite sessions. So you can click on this area, you can click on, or you can click on watch all recordings. His favorite sessions is going to come up and they're going to be titles. There are going to be so many titles that you can use and utilize. It's going to help you more inside of your cryptocurrency search. So also when you watch all recordings, that's going to be every single recording that he had, which is also a tied to this. This is a go live. So this is going to be the most recent video that was placed by this particular educator. Okay. So now that I've gone through that, then we go through our strategy section. Okay. Strategies are very, very important because in strategies, this is where you learn how to mark up charts. This is where you learn where you develop a skill set. This is where you learn analysis. This is where you learn what a candle does, what a candle isn't doing. This is where you learn based upon when you listen to your videos to talks about candles. What is a wick? things of that nature. That's when some strong news have gone out. So you might have seen a candle might small, but you'll see little small stems, like little sticks. That's really the market reacting to news. And when the market reacts to news, it creates a certain candle where there's a point where the market started and it ended. So I mean, the market could have gone all the way up where this candlestick and came all and ended that particular candle within that 15-minute time span at a certain level. See, that's one of the beautiful things, sexy things about this platform is the fact that you're going to learn so much more. And once you learn, it's going to be eye-opening for you. So here, Mr. Mike came on. His latest is from a couple of days ago. So I think he's on, he's been traveling. They're traveling to Europe. So he was able to place this video, share some information, share some tools. And also, guys, he give us insight on what coin projects are going to come out before there's even any discussion on them. So they already know how to get the white paper, how to invest, see what their market cap, things of that nature, what kind of support that they're getting. You're able to find that stuff out right here, right here, right here. So the next thing that we normally do is go to our strategies. And strategies basically is the financial charts. So it's going to look like an EK machine and you're not going to understand what is happening. You don't know what to do. That's why we're here to show you. That's how we're here to give you that information. That's why we have also master traders and educators in this space that can show you hold your hand, guide you, help you to really break certain things down so you'll understand, oh, this is what this means. So we're very, very proud to be able to have a team of people that we actually help each other. So the next thing is just talking about price. The price for this particular this academy is, each individual academy is $185. If you want that bundle package where you get crypto, you get binary options, and you get Forex, it is $324. But if you want to get only just DCX, if you just want, I just want to learn cryptocurrency, I don't want to learn anything about anything else, well, we put you in place. We help you develop that. And you end up understanding what market analysis is, and then you'll be able to mark up your own market analysis in the market. See, I'm getting to the point now where I can also attach different zones so that I can see the market going. And a lot of times the market does hit those particular goals. So I just wanted to share that information with you. But again, if you want to just learn DCX, which is digital cryptocurrency, that is available. If you DM me, I can give you the link and all information pertaining to this this platform. And if you want to get each individual platform, whether you want to learn Forex, or whether you want to learn high binary options, or if you want to learn cryptocurrency, those three academies that I mentioned separately, they're $185. The bundle is $324. So even if you guys decide that I want the elite, I don't want to leave no money on the table, go with the elite. Go with it. But for now, guys, I hope you have a great night. It is 11:17 p.m. and I am getting tired. I've been moving around all day. So guys, have a wonderful day. Best Sunday wishes to you and have a nice night.